Commonwealth tech tree. So, I've been hearing the fact that, well, Wargaming doesn't plan on doing anything with the Commonwealth tech tree. Though that was back in 0.6, and now look where we are. 0.84, we have Russian battleships, Pan-Asia DD line, and teasers of the Pan-Europa line as well as Pan-South America. So, where's the Commonwealth, man? Where's Commonwealth love? But lucky for you guys, I've become very nice. I scoured the highest of mountains to search, and I have created my own tech tree. And today, I will be showcasing every single ship that I have placed into this tree, and the reasons why I did so. Now, let's do this. Now, to be completely honest, I don't really care about the name of the ship, so long as it's a River-class frigate. Now, the River-class frigate served in all three navies of the Commonwealth, being the Royal Canadian, Royal Australian, Royal New Zealand, with the Royal New Zealand Navy getting their hands on HMAS Lachlan later in the years. Just keep it at this ship. HMAS Melbourne is a modified town-class light cruiser, so I would suspect that she would fit perfectly in the role as the Tier 2 light cruiser. This destroyer is a Thornycroft M-class destroyer. Now, it's not like the Tier 2 destroyer of the British mainline, but I suspect that she'll do the job just fine, as I think she's similar to the Isakaze, so to speak. Niobe is a pre-World War I armored cruiser. Now, to put it lightly, she is fairly similar to the St. Louis at Tier 3, but they aren't sister ships. She has access to about 16 152mm guns and 14 127mm guns, which, to my knowledge, is pretty insane. Annapolis would make a good fit for Tier 3, since she is in fact a Wix-class destroyer. So, take that. It's not going to be completely British after all. Now to be clear, Diomede is a part of the Danae class, but a point of difference, if you're not blind, is the turret. It was an experimental dual-purpose gun for anti-air combat. Other than that, she's pretty much the same thing, so let's just hope that it makes it. Croy, like the Annapolis, is again another American destroyer. This time, she's a Clemson, and we all know how toxic the Clemson can be at Tier 4. This ship is the only original design that Australia had devised for a frontline warship. Now, from her stats, she has 102mm secondaries, 203mm main battery in multiple different configurations, and torpedo tubes as well. The AA is a bit divisive. She could have 4 40mm guns that are similar to the ones on the Vampire, or she will have 4 twin 102mm QF secondaries for this purpose. The reason I put her here was mainly because the way that she's a British designated heavy cruiser. I've seen people on the forums say that she should be at around Tier 9 and 10. That shouldn't be the case, as she is just not that suited for it. Skeena is an A-class destroyer and is primarily the purpose why I put her at tier 5. Though she may be slightly different, there is a good chance that she is fairly similar. Now, the Australia was the chosen heavy cruiser over the Cockatoo Island design. She's basically a Kent-class heavy cruiser that isn't actually in-game yet, and judging by her specifications, it would be very interesting to see how she would act. Though they may add in Kent-class heavy cruisers later on as maybe possible premiums, but this cruiser would be a very interesting introduction to the ships of the Scrap Iron Fleet. HMC Ashore, also known as HMS Hero, is about as close as you'll probably get to having an I-class destroyer in-game. Now, the Icarus is the Tier 6 destroyer for the British Navy. However, none of the navies of the Commonwealth operated any I-class destroyers. However, I couldn't put a destroyer at Tier 6, namely because the next successor for the I-class was the Tribal class, so I had to go with the predecessor, which was the G and H class. So at least this ship will have a chance at getting in and being somewhat a bridge between the Acasta at Tier 5 and the Icarus at Tier 6. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end the video here as I'm now approaching the 10-minute mark, and the next few tiers are gonna need quite a bit of discussion, especially the next tier. So for now, I'm gonna end it right here and just save it for another video. Next time we'll be talking about the higher tier ships as well as 4 premium ships, which I think will be brilliant for adding in for this new tech tree, as well as possible collections and maybe even unique skins for many of the other ships that are already in game. So I hope to see you all next time, and enjoy this picture of a fur seal.